Welcome to the Prettiest Podcast. I'm your host, Sid Baby.
And I'm your host, Kim.
Today, we'll be talking to you all about what the Prettiest Podcast is and how we came up with it, how we got here, and why we want to share it with you all.
So, how did we get here, Sydney? The Prettiest Podcast.
Oh my gosh.
Where did the name come from?
So, it's so funny because my mom brought this idea to me and she was like, I want to do something with pretty is as pretty does. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I love that. Because that's always been something she said to me growing up. And it's like, that was always something that was instilled in her growing up. So it's like, why would we not do something with that? And I feel like we came to the agreement that a podcast would be like the perfect space to do it in.
Right. So can we talk about Pretty is as pretty does for a minute?
Definitely.
So my grandmother, Blanche R. Oliver, which is my mom's mom, I must have grown up hearing Pretty is as pretty does 50 times out of the week. Pretty is as pretty does. So what does that mean? Sydney, can you explain to our viewers what pretty is as pretty does means to you?
Definitely. So pretty is as pretty does means that it doesn't matter what you look like on the outside. It's all about the person you are within. Like if you walk into a room and, you just change the atmosphere, that's something that is within you. That's not something because of how you look. Just because you look pretty doesn't mean you are pretty. So it's like you have to know like what has been instilled in you to go out and do the things that you know you can do in the world. And it's like all of that is within and not on the outside.
Absolutely. So if you don't act pretty, you are not pretty. You might think you are pretty and you might think you look good, but if you don't act it and if you don't have it from the inside, you're not pretty.
Mm-mm.
So pretty is as pretty does. It is just exactly what it sounds like. So thank you for sharing that.
Definitely.
So initially, we wanted the podcast to be named Pretty as pretty does, but we came up with the Prettiest Podcast because we wanted to just go a little deeper. So what are some topics that
we're going to talk about? So some of the topics that we're going to focus and hone in on are going to be self-improvement, self-esteem, and just overall self-growth. Like, who do you want to be? That overall fulfillment that you feel like you've been chasing. Like, how are we going to help you meet that? I feel like.
Right. And we've also been asked, is this an SEL podcast? No, it's not, of course. Yet we do own Sid Kimmel. Sid Kimmel is a family business, but no, we are not going to be doing that. But of course, self-improvement, self-esteem, those things do align with Sid Kimmel, but this is strictly something that the two of us wanted to do together. We've created this as a mother-daughter duo in terms of a podcast, something that Sydney and I can do and create together. So we're very excited.
Because if anybody knows me, my mom, we love to talk. Okay, we love to talk. We're so emotional. We're so expressive and everything. Like, oh my gosh, there's just so much that we have to share. So I'm really excited that we have this podcast now, that we can do that with y'all and share our life experiences and hopefully impacts you all in some way.
Right. And continue to impact girls in terms of girls empowering them, and just continuing to work with the youth and really beyond youth. We're thinking kind of ages maybe 18 to 50.
Yeah.
So, because, hey, adults need self-improvement, self-esteem. I think all women need to know that they're pretty and want to know how to feel good about themselves from the inside out.
So many people don't know that no matter the age, regardless of the age, we all go through these same things. Like I've been told by so many of my aunts, like grandmas, like, oh, you think that's bad? It doesn't change. Like the drama stays consistent through your whole life.
Right.
So it's like this isn't just for a 23-year-old. This isn't just for a 30-year-old, a 40, like it's not just for anybody, it's for everybody. Like everybody is grouped into one, especially women.
Right.
Okay?
Right. I agree. We look forward to the conversation.
Yes.
And thank you all for being here and watching us.
There's going to be so many different exciting things. We're going to have some special hosts joining us.
Yes.
And we are not only just for women. We also are going to have some men.
Yeah,
so I'm excited about that.
Men and boys need self-esteem
Oh, my goodness.
as well.
Definitely.
Improvement. So everybody can use just a little help
Just a little bit.
on that.
Just a
So
season.
continue to stay tuned.
Exactly. I'm so excited. So many different things to talk about. But that's it for now.